right, Todd, take it away. What's going on with the real estate market?
Yeah, Mark will help you put some wind behind your sail. Oh, no pun intended. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I know. Where's the bell? Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metro market statistics for the week ending February 9th. Let's go right into our numbers. I will also say that later on today, you will have in the closed Facebook groups month-end numbers for January, so look for those. 91 days closed on market this past week, a 6.81 month supply. Absorption rate was at 14.68. Average list price this past week at $788,646. Average sale price this past week at $661,830. And our list price to sale price retention came in at 97.06. Looking at active inventory, up a little bit more of a chunk, 25,655. Remember, my numbers don't include pending and active with contingencies. So taking a look at pending in the center, we're at 4,338. And closed units to the right at 1,004 a month. The date for the month of February, way too early. Taking a look at new listings, 2,368 new listings taken this past week. Not bad at all. Days on market for active at 92 and for closed at 91. Active at 92, closed at 91. What's coming on the market is selling relatively quickly. Looking at the price ranges, lower left-hand side, nothing in red. Every category increased this past week, bringing the $0 to $600,000 price range representing 66.61% of the entire MLS inventory, 18.79% for the $600,000 to $1 million category, and 14.59% of properties over $1 million. Okay, so the spreadsheet where everybody gets to be the expert. We take a look at week over week, month over month, and year over year. So taking a look at new listings, we're always shooting for that left-hand side column, that 2,400, just because it's like a guaranteed indicator that the market's relatively strong. There's enough sellers putting their properties on the market. And so we're at 2,368. We've been hovering right about that 2,400 number. Last year, we were at 2,309, and the year before that at 2,104. So again, that means that February starting off equally as well, if not just a little bit better than last year. So sellers are confident. Looking at active inventory sitting at 25,655. And again, 23,000 were 10%. So we had a little bit more growth in inventory because this was down to about 8%, if you remember, in December. We're about 10%, almost 11% higher than we were last year and significantly higher than we were in 2024. Looking at pending is at 4,338. This is the representative of the buyers in the marketplace. If the pending units go up, meaning the number of properties in escrow, that's what this number is. We call it pending. As this number goes up, it just means more people are under escrow. If more people are under escrow, that means there's more buyers in the marketplace, or at least more buyers engaging. And that's what you and I want to know. We want to know if we're going to spend some time with buyers, is it the right time of year? Are there more buyers than there were before? And that also is indicative of what we end up with our month supply, which we'll talk about in just a second. 1,004. These numbers are way too early in the month for the month of February, so we'll just skip those. Come down to month supply. 6.81, Mike's favorite number, buyer's market. But again, it's green because, in reality, based on year-over-year performance, that's okay for this particular first part of February. We usually always start January off strong, which I think we slowed down a little bit in January. So February was really good to see. Looking at the median price range of 457 versus 450, this is something to take a look at. Lawrence Young was talking about the average price of properties going up about 3%. 2 to 3% this year. So we'll see if this goes up 2 to 3% year over year. We'll kind of keep an eye on that. This is a very capricious number in this particular column. If you look at this number way over in the right, which we'll do later today in the month of January, then you'll see it's easier to plot over time what's happening in the marketplace. So the market did slow up just a little bit this week. We're up to 91 days on market from 85. But the good news is the sellers are still retaining about 3% of their list price, the difference between the list price and the sale price. They were doing much better last year. So this is something that is probably taking place because there is more inventory, more buyers. The market is in that buyer mode right now. So expect negotiation. So if you're a listing agent and you've got a property, whether it's been on the market a long time or not, You've got to prepare your seller for a negotiation. Not necessarily if they've already given up the price, and they have been giving up price, maybe it's time. The market's starting to show some significant signs of activity. So what's happening is it might be the time to do a price change by going up, not down. So take a look at your market, see what's happening, and do whatever you need to do that's appropriate for your client. So thanks, guys.
I appreciate it, and I was noticing the amount of listings in that $200,000 to $300,000 range. I mean, there's a lot of people say that Phoenix is no longer affordable. That's affordable to me, and there's a good number of them.
And some of them are in the 55 adult community, so sure. But there's so many if you're a West Side agent right now, there are so many properties available right off of Loop 303 that are brand new. Talk to Justin about whether he can do better on their interest rates, but they're very, very, very affordable.
Yeah.
Under $400,000 for a brand new 1,200, 1,300 square foot home.